This is the BBC World Service, exploring human stories.
Everybody got a mask because of one natural disaster, and now we're wearing it again for something completely different.
It's not just a mountain, it's a holy goddess. Before we climb, we have ceremonies to please her, to ask an excuse to step on her.
I don't think I'll ever forget it because everything was sort of silvery and bright and moving. It was impossible to feel like, oh, I'm separate from this.
All our commanders were really proud of us. It even got into the news, but no one knew how much we had to endure.
About 8 or 9 p.m. that evening on the 8th, a few of us gathered in the basement, and we began to say to each other, this is different. Something is happening here.
Discover more at bbcworldservice.com/documentaries or search The Documentary wherever you get your BBC podcasts.
Coming up after the news on the BBC World Service, we continue our drama series Fukushima about Japan's 2011 nuclear disaster. Journalism student Akiko travels with Suto, a former executive at the company that ran the Fukushima power plant, through what remains of the area devastated by the disaster. A chance encounter with someone who worked at the plant brings tensions to a head. Join us after the news for episode 6 of Fukushima. BBC News with Moira Alderson. Palestinians have been assessing the damage as they return to their homes in the Jenin refugee camp after the 2-day Israeli military operation. Big holes have been gouged into buildings, cars have been crushed, and the ground is covered in broken glass. Thousands joined a funeral procession for the 12 Palestinians killed. A European court has dismissed legal action by 3 Catalan separatist politicians seeking political immunity as members of the European Parliament. The ruling opens up the possibility that Carles Puigdemont, Toni Cumin and Clara Ponsati might be extradited to Spain. South Korea says it respects the UN nuclear watchdog's approval of Japan's plan to discharge treated water from the wrecked Fukushima plant into the Pacific Ocean. The plan had caused concern among South Koreans. Residents of the Sudanese city of Omdurman say conditions there are dire and 2 days of intense fighting between the army and a rival paramilitary. About 20 bodies have been found in a mass grave in Jalisco state in Mexico. The site was discovered after a local organization received an anonymous tip-off. Almost all hospitals have closed, along with shops and markets.